Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Kishore Ashokan and you're watching Kishore Vlogs. I am in Kerala. If you are a person watching my travel videos or following me on Instagram, you would have known that already. I had come here day before yesterday. This is my third day of quarantine in Kerala. This is my second quarantine experience. This time I am staying in this house. I am in a place called Kayankulam. This is where my mother lives. She's living the house just nearby. So I am completely isolated. I am sitting here all alone. Uh, Third day, another 11 days to go. It's going to be tough, I think. I don't know, but I have some work to do. I'll make some videos and read books or do something. In this video, I'm going to talk about three things. One is about Sushant Singh Rajput. Sad thing happened yesterday. It is something which should not have happened. He was a great talent and we have lost him. See, basically what happens is people get into depression when you get into a stage of like feeling very helpless and you feel the future as hopeless also. Then something like this happened. You get into depression, you feel that all the roads are closed, you don't have anything else to do, and the biggest problem is you don't have anybody to talk to or discuss. See, if he had somebody very close to him whom he could discuss these issues, he would never have done it. See, every problem has solution. Even in my life, very early, I had felt that all my roads are closed. I was feeling very helpless. I had done lots of mistakes in my life. I felt that I have lost everything. And I didn't see any ray of hope that I can come out of all these problems or my entire life is going to be with all these kinds of problems. These things comes into mind. But if that time, two things happen. Either you speak to somebody who would say that, hey guy, this is nothing, you can come out of this, no problem, I'll help you out, or somebody will help you out, or you can come out of this is the solution. Somebody tells that it would not happen, or you have that strength to say, no, I'm not going to give up. Because many times we see people who are really happy, who are doing really well. I don't know about what happened to Sushant Singh Rajput. He was seen to be a very successful person. He was doing good in movies. He came with his ambition to become a movie star, and he became. I don't know what happened to him. Could be something. Let's not get into the detail or what is the reason behind it. Basically, it's like you feel hopeless and helpless. That's the time this happens. I had a friend a long time back. What happened was very close friend. In fact, we used to meet every day. He was a jolly kind of person. He was the only son. And one day, I saw him going on the bike in front of my shop when I was running shop in Trivandrum. And after some time, I saw an ambulance coming and taking him to the hospital. He had tried to commit suicide. He came out of it. After a few days when I met him, I asked him what happened. His boss had yelled at him in front of all his colleagues and he felt so insulted that he just decided to give his life. I asked him what foolishness it is. You can resign your job and get... No, he was telling that he really didn't know what had happened. He just didn't speak to anybody. Suppose he had got down the usual way he gets down in front of my shop and have a cigarette and usually go home. But if he had done that and spoken to me, he would not have done that. He told me the same thing. Then again after 1 or 2 years, he attempted suicide again and that failed for some other reason. Then we were not in touch for many years and he got married. And later on I came to know that third time he was successful. He committed suicide. So he had a tendency to do that. Many people do that also. But this is basically a mental health problem, needs to be treated. And there are so many helplines. If anybody feels such kind of depression or anything, it needs to be treated. There are so many helplines available. Just give a phone call. They will do the needful. Meet a doctor. Get counseling done. Come out of it. If medication needs to be taken, it needs to be taken. So that's what I wanted to say about this, because now India is becoming the capital of suicide in the world capital for suicide. So it's really bad. So we need to, and especially during this quarantine and isolation and lockdown, it's becoming really tough and many people get into that. The second thing is tourism in Maldives or and other countries. Let me tell you one thing. I traveled from Mysore to Kayamkulam 3 days back, and my real advice is please don't travel if it is avoidable. I had to go through all the process of checkups and screening, 4 5 places, and there most of the people were stranded people. They really wanted to reach home, so they have to travel. If it is non-essential travel or if it is not really urgent, please don't travel for two reasons. One is you will be overloading the healthcare system, and these people, they are really working day night to handle the current situation. So if one person travels less, the load for them is less. So please don't travel for if it is not a necessary travel. And second thing is you are putting yourself at risk, because you will be going to the COVID center for filling up forms or giving information, and there are very high chances that you get infected. So please don't travel if it's not necessary. And now I see many countries announcing the opening dates for travel, tourism. I don't know how things are going to work. This thing is getting worse in India. Delhi, Bombay situations are really bad. Even they are not having beds. ICU beds are almost filled up. They say 90%. But personally, I have spoken to many people. They say that you don't get an ambulance, you don't get a bed for hours, and many people are dying because they are not getting ventilators and ICU. So we are getting into somewhat New York kind of situation in cities like Bombay and Delhi. Delhi, anyway, they have taken a big plan to add on many more beds. 500 coaches are going to be, it's ready, I think. It's just going to be converted to ICU or with ventilators. Don't know how things are going to go. And people are thinking about opening up tourism. The latest news from Maldives is that you don't need any screening, you don't need to quarantine, you would be tested only if you have some symptoms. I don't know how things are going to end up. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see. In many other countries also they are announcing tourism, but I feel people are really scared to travel, and it will really not open up very fast. That's what I feel. It would take some more time. At least if things are normal for at least 2 3 months only, people will start traveling, because countries like China, Korea, they have again started getting cases. This doesn't look to end very soon, so we need to be very careful and try to avoid traveling. That's what I feel. And the third thing that I wanted to talk is related to in the campaign which I have been supporting for using more Indian products. A lot of negativities are being spread about this. See, I do agree that we cannot completely ban Chinese products or any country products, or we cannot stop using foreign products. I do agree, because this is an era of globalization. We are working with many countries, we export, we import. So what I am basically trying to say is let's at least focus on choosing Indian products, purely Indian products, or at least assembled in India products, and start working towards achieving a goal of supporting Indian brands. Many say that it is easy to get things from China and sell it here. Many say it is less costly. So lots of economics and all those stuffs are being spoken about this. But let me tell you, my intention is let's support Indian brands. Let's support Indian startup. Means it's not that we can become 100% self-reliant, because in today's world we depend upon each other, every country. It's not that we are closing door for all the countries around the world. We are going to be self-reliant 100%. That's not going to happen. I do understand all these things. What I am trying to say is, suppose you have an option, at least start off with this. Suppose you have an option to choose between an Indian product and a foreign product. Suppose the Indian product is 10% higher, and if you can afford it, please support the Indian product. That's the only thing what I am trying to tell you to start off with. Later on, let's decide how we can support more and more and build up more Indian brands. So that's all for now. Consider subscribing to this channel if you're new here, and follow me on Instagram, Kishore Vlogs, for early updates. So that's all for now. Bye. Take care.